Guys, and Kyogre wants no part of Dragonite. My goodness. Oh, that does quite a bit of damage. Wow, they come in with a Giratina, and we've got Dragonite, guys. Oh, man. Welcome, everyone. In this video, we are back in the Master League, showcasing a very strong Dragonite team, guys. Man, this is one of my go-to teams I've been finding with this cycle of Master League. It's very similar to my first video that I did on the Master League. It's my non-legendaries team, in which I had two very good sets with. I went 5-0 in one of those sets, and I had another one that was 4-1. In that video, guys, instead of Melmetal, we had Metagross, which fits the bill. That's a non-legendary team. Not long after I made that video, guys, I decided to swap out Metagross for Melmetal, and it does pretty darn well, guys. You're not as weak to Giratina in the back with Melmetal. It's not a great matchup, but it's a little, you're taking less super effective damage from those ghost type attacks. So we've got Melmetal on the safe swap, guys. Just an excellent backbone to any team, guys. Melmetal is as solid as it gets for this Master League meta, guys. You all know. It's very accessible with that Meltan box. Just a top-notch Pokemon, guys. It's a great anti-flyer. It's pretty tanky, and does well up against those Dialgas and those other steel types, guys. And we've got Excadrill in the back, guys, for that pesky Dialga matchup. Guys, Dragonite does not like to see Dialga. Dialga is very dominant over Dragonite. So what better Pokemon to put in the back than good old Excadrill, the oversized mole. Who would have thought? Oversized mole versus scary, legendary monster dragon. It's so funny. It's very comical, but Excadrill is literally the best counter you could ever find for a Dialga, guys, and everybody runs Dialga, so you're going to have great success with this team. Dragon double steel, you don't get much better, but without further ado, guys, let's get right into these battles. And before we get into this first one, guys, I just want to take this time to really thank those of you who have already subscribed. It means the world to me, but let's see what we got up first here. Kyogre, all right. Kyogre is a great lead for Dragonite, guys, and Kyogre wants no part of Dragonite. My goodness, they go right into a Togekiss, and we go into Melmetal, guys. This is a very, very dominant matchup. As with any steel type, you're going to have a lot of good play up against Togekiss. We're going to look to get off this first rock slide. See, yep, they let it go through. No need wasting a shield on Togekiss. It's not a winning matchup at all. We're going to go for another second rock slide. We don't want to give them any hopes of building up to a flamethrower, which they do, I believe. This is a flamethrower. Yes, that's their only hope and prayer. We absolutely had to shield that up to preserve switch advantage, as we were in range of being KO'd by that flamethrower, guys. So they come back in with that Kyogre. We're going to look to bait with a rock slide, see if they want to give up any more shields, and they don't. Okay, so that's okay. We're just going to go straight superpower from here on out. We're going to debuff ourselves and give them less farm for this Kyogre here, guys. We are doing super effective damage with our Thunder Shocks, and that waterfall damage does add up. That is a very heavy, fast move. Oh, and they let their Kyogre go down. Oh, man. Wow, they come in with a Giratina, and we've got Dragonite, guys. Oh, man. We're going to look to get off this first Dragon Claw here. This would do super effective damage to this Giratina. Yep, with that Dragon typing, they opt to no shield. Man, how poetic, guys. The classic Puff, the magic happy dragon up against the monstrous ghost, scary, fierce dragon, guys. It's so poetic, and Dragonite just has such a dominant matchup up against Giratina. This Giratina can do nothing. They see the writing on the wall, and that is going to be a good first game. Well played to this battler. Very nice. That was a fun first battle, guys. I'd like to once again thank those of you who've already subscribed, and if you haven't already, do give a subscribe. It provides a massive help to the channel, and it keeps you informed on when I provide new content. But let's see what we got up next here. Togekiss lead. All right, this is about as worse a lead as you can find, and we double swap. That was very strange. That really threw me off in this battle, guys. They should have absolutely stayed in there. They probably expected... There's probably some big brain action there on their end, guys, expecting us to swap and do a steel type, and then they go into their Giratina. If that is the case, hats off to them. That's some high-level thinking there, but it's not going to work out for them, guys, because we go into Excadrill. Excadrill does have a bit of a better matchup up against Giratina than Melmetal does. So we're going to absolutely go down 2 shields to maintain our alignment and preserve our switch advantage. In that battle, we did get off 2 drill runs, and a mud shot will do the trick to get rid of this Giratina. Ideally, you would want to have the Giratina on your Dragonite, but that's okay. They come in with a Dialga, and guys, we got 2 drill runs locked and loaded for this Dialga. As we mentioned, Excadrill is the absolute best counter you could possibly present for a Dialga. So they did wisely shield that first drill run, and they wisely shield the second, and they're going to look to farm us down. But, oh, and they catch on their Togekiss. Smart move. They are pulling out all the stops. Shouts out to this trainer here. They catch that not very effective drill run on their flying type Togekiss. But that's okay, guys. We got a Melmetal here, and this Melmetal is going to punish this Togekiss. We're going to get them out of here before they can get to a flamethrower. We're not going to mess around. We are going to throw a second Rock Slide. No need to hit those bubbles. This will be more than enough to take out that Togekiss. And we've got some health on our Melmetal for this Dialga, but not before they get to a move. They do hit us with a pretty hard-hitting Thunder. My goodness, that does quite a bit of neutral damage. We're going to look to get off our first superpower. That's always going to do the most damage, as you do debuff yourself after each one. And because of that debuff, they're able to farm us down. But we got Dragonite, guys, and Dragonite is going to show Dialga who is the dominant dragon in this league. Not quite, but good game, well played to this battler. I tell you guys, if you were low on legendaries, this team might just do the trick for you. It is very strong in this current meta, guys. But let's see what we got up first here. Groudon, okay. We didn't see if it was Dragon Tail or not, but they swap immediately into a Kyogre, and we're just going to stay in a little bit here. We're going to look to bank a move and soak all this damage before we go into our Melmetal. Melmetal does do super effective damage with that Thunder Shock, and guys, if you're looking to stay in on a Kyogre with your Melmetal, just go straight Rock Slide, because if you go Superpower, which does do more damage, you're going to be debuffing yourself, and those they can actually just waterfall you down if you do that. So if you're staying in and you're going to play out a Kyogre matchup with your Melmetal, just go straight Rock Slide like we are doing here. This is the second Rock Slide. We're going to look to... Oh, they do shield. Okay, so we got both of their shields. We're going to shield ourselves here as well. We want to preserve our switch advantage because we do not want this Kyogre anywhere near our Excadrill. So they do catch this third Rock Slide on their Groudon. Very nice. That is resisted with that ground typing, but we got Dragonite, guys. And oh man, we're going to get off a hard-hitting Outrage here, guys. And oh, that does quite a bit of damage to that Groudon. And shields are down, but it's not a big deal. We resist everything that Groudon could throw at us. And it is just a Fire Punch and one Dragon Breath that does the trick. They got a Togekiss. We're just going to chip them away with a Dragon Claw on our way out, as we would not make it to the Outrage. So that's okay. They do take us out with a couple of charms. Now, I think we go in with Excadrill, anticipating them to swap out, and they do. Yep. So Excadrill hits a little bit harder on a Kyogre than Melmetal would, so we're going to take them out with a Drill Run, and Excadrill can easily clean up this endgame here. They do get to a move that is way too fast to have been a Flamethrower, just an Ancient Power that's resisted. double resisted actually, because we are ground steel. And we're going to look to get off this first rock slide. Doesn't quite take them out. Togekiss is quite tanky in the Master League, guys, but we do get to a second one, and this is going to be closing out the game. Excadrill just hits so hard. What a fun Pokemon, guys. One of my favorites. Good game, well played to this battler. And guys, if you're wondering why I'm running with Outrage on Dragonite, it's just because it provides more flexibility than Draco would. Even Hurricane, you get to it faster, and you don't run the risk of debuffing yourself, so you have more flexibility with Outrage. But we are met with a Kyogre. Excellent lead for Dragonite, guys. We are absolutely going to stay in here, and we're going to throw on the CMP just as they're getting to their first Surf. We're going to throw this Dragon Claw, see what they want to do. They do let it go through. Kyogre is pretty tanky in the Master League. They can tank a few Dragon Claws. But the combination of Dragon Claw and Dragon Breath does add up. So they're either going to have to let this thing go or expend a shield on this low health Kyogre here. It's just not a winning matchup for Kyogre, so they do wisely let it go down. And they've got a Shadow Mewtwo running Confusion of all things. Wow. That's interesting. That threw me off because I don't know the counts for a Confusion Mewtwo. So we do throw a Dragon Claw to get that shield and go right into Melmetal. We are resisting those Confusions, but they do have Shadow Ball, and that does quite a bit of neutral damage to us. And they've got a Garchomp in the back, a Dragon Tail variant, my favorite. That's what I love to run on my Garchomp, guys. But we're going to look to get off a couple of superpowers just to do some chip damage and debuff ourselves so that they don't have very much farm for that Garchomp there. And we are pretty low on our Dragonite, so we're going to look to just throw it in to soak some damage because that Garchomp just farmed us all the way down. They've got some loaded energy, so we're just going to soak this damage here and then look to go into Excadrill and try and get off a drill run. They do get to another move. Excadrill is pretty glassy. We do shield. In hindsight, probably didn't need to shield that, but you know, because you're going to be debuffed whether you shield or not. But maybe a slight misplay there, but we are going to look to get off this drill run, and they've got that Mewtwo again. Man, Mewtwo is already a monster as it is, guys, but freaking Shadow Mewtwo is just on another level in terms of damage output. And look at that damage, my goodness, from Confusion. That might be a smart play, running Confusion on a Shadow Mewtwo. Just the raw damage is just unreal, and we're not able to overcome this Mewtwo. That is going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. Smart move. Man, I wish my Shadow Mewtwo was had good enough IVs to compete in the Master League, but the IVs are not great on it. But yeah, let's see. Okay, Mewtwo. Okay, this is a decent lead for Dragonite. If you want to win lead on a Mewtwo, you got to go to the 2 shields. We're not willing to do that because we do have an ABB team, so we're going to shield up that Psy Strike and look to catch the second one on our Melmetal here, just to draw out the hard counter. If they decide to stay in, they're low enough to where we can take them out, but they do swap into the Groudon, so that's what we wanted, guys. We're going to look to build up to 2 superpowers. Let them throw this first Fire Punch to get us nice and low. That's going to give them less farm on us, and we're going to get off our 2 superpowers to debuff. This is the ideal way to play Groudon if you are safe swapping your Melmetal. You want to build up to those 2 superpowers and get both of them off to debuff yourself and give them less farm. So that's about as good as you can play a Groudon on a safe swap with your Melmetal. So we got loaded energy for this Groudon. We're going to look to get off our first Dragon Claw and see if we can get a shield from them. And we do. Very nice. We're going to look to build up again, and they do sacrifice that Mewtwo. They're going to look to catch this Dragon Claw on that Mewtwo. But as you can see, it doesn't quite take them out, so we get a little bit of extra farm. They're trying to pull out all the stops. That's okay. Dragonite is very strong in this Master League, guys, if you have the right team around it. They come in with a Dialga, and we got Excadrill, guys. This is the hard counter to a Dialga, guys. I think it's almost a must-have, you know. I mean, it's just so dominant because, you know, even if they get to an Iron Head, you can tank one. You do resist it with your Steel typing, but we elect to shield that just to preserve health. And the reason why we do that is we want health. We want a healthy Excadrill to force this Groudon to have to throw its energy. That way, Dragonite can just clean up with no problem. Even though we do resist their charge attacks, they do take us out with that Fire Punch. Not a problem. We got Dragonite to clean up this endgame here, guys. Dragonite is just such a dominant matchup against Groudon, provided it does not have Dragon Tail. So, this one's running Mud Shot. We're going to get to this Dragon Claw, and Dragonite closing the game strong. What a fun pick. And that's the team, guys. As the app crashes, I'd much rather have the app crash after the battle than during. I've had my fair share of that. I'm sure you guys have as well. Hope they fix that issue, guys. It's terrible. I actually went yesterday. I was doing some Element Cup, and the app crash cost me a nice 4-in-1 set. But that's a different story for a different day. We do get a 4-in-1 on this set here, guys. Nice little 4-in-1 with this Dragonite double Steel team, guys. Like I said, it's very similar to my first Master League video of Pokemon Go Battle League Season 8. Where I featured a no legendary team that I had massive success with. And that no legendary team, guys, if you haven't yet seen it, check it out on the channel. But instead of Melmetal, I ran Metagross and had a lot of success with it. So if you don't have legendaries, you can try that variant as well. You are a little bit more weak to a Giratina, but that's okay. You can work around that. And if you watch that video, you'll see how. But yeah, shortly after I ran that team, I decided to throw Melmetal in as the safe swap in this team comp. And as you can see, guys, it is very, very strong. And it's a lot of fun too, guys. It's so satisfying taking out those Dialgas with Excadrill. But we'll leave it there for now, guys. As always, I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.